Alright, so what do we got going on?
Alright, what we're doing here, I'm going to do a sway bar link and removal and installation. Unfortunately, this is one that's already broken. And you can look at the condition of the vehicle, age and mileage. You're dealing with nothing but rust and corrosion, bolts. In that situation, you've only got two friends: lubrication and heat. Because trust me, they're going to fight you and shit's going to break. Oh, so your best bet is to just go ahead and work smart, not hard. Go ahead and apply some lubricant and apply some heat before you even attempt to loosen the bolt. And that way, less things get burnt, or less things get broken. Alright. Oh, yeah. Finish getting set up here. See what we can come up with. Hopefully it won't fight us too much, but you never know. And I'll put some power to it. See what happens. And that's that. So much easier when you apply some heat. On the bottom one here, since it's already broken, if we have the proper tools, go ahead and cut that off. Make life much easier. But it looks like you do not have the proper tools. Here, in replacement of the sway link. Basically what we did is we got the top, dismantled it apart. This one did break, as you can see. We've got the bottom part of the joint still stuck into the actual sway bar there. The easiest way, considering you got no accessibility in there to that nut, not to mention the rust and corrosion built up around it, the easiest way is going to be to cut it off. Like everybody knows, safety's first. Don't forget your Google eyes. And away we go. Barely even accessible to get in there and cut it off, but we're going to make it happen somehow. Let's see. You know what? I can go and do this. It'll make life a lot easier. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. At least that's what they say. Is that like a train they're talking about in that song or something? Should be coming around the mountain.
I think it might. Grandpa's always talking about it. He did work for the railroad.
Maybe it's a train that's going to be coming around the mountain. You wouldn't think that it was a woman. I mean, maybe it could be a woman, but who knows? So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and we're going to move the outer tie rod in assembly. Nothing major. We're just going to knock it out of its socket so that it's out of our way. And we've got more accessibility into that inner sway bar area in order to cut it out of there. Basically, the easiest way to remove an outer tie rod in rather than beating the hell out of it, the tie rod in itself, is just a beat on the end of the knuckle, and it'll we'll jar it loose. See? Voila. That'll give us enough room. Get in there and cut the rest of that said link out. It's a little flopsy, ain't it? Nope. Here we go. Stick that up in there. Yonder out of the way. Alright. I think that's where it's going to get us where we need to be, guys. A little padding for the old man here. Elixir for the brain. Still not feeling things just pain in. Yeah, we can't get in there at all, dude. That I have just realized there's got to be a slight price increase in labor. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more disassembly than originally expected. Come out of there, sucker. What I bought? Didn't I buy one of those thing bobbers? Should have reminded me of that, Eric.
The old tuning fork.
Yeah, remember I got that when we did those ball joints. Here we go. Now get out of Dad's way. It's always better for using air tools for cutting. You got a big enough compressor to run them. Basically what we're doing right now is we're just putting everything back together that we disassembled in order to get down into our severed sway link so that we can cut it off. Once we get everything back together, we'll put our sway link in because that'll obviously be easier that way. Got the ball joint in, putting our little bump steer back in. the little idiot nipple that keeps you from turning the steering wheel too far. Alright, there's that. Okay, we got that all together good now, so tie rod end can come back down. And grab our sway link. Ideally what you want to make sure of too is that you don't get your sway link all tangled up with your brake line and or hose and or ABS wire. Make sure everything's going to be in there nice and tight and snug and be free flowing over bumps and your steerabilities, yada yada this, yada yada that. See how we're all back in behind everything, everything's nice and clear. We're ready for lockdown. Find your proper size tools, because all your aftermarket stuff, the sizes are always going to differ from aftermarket to OE. And then you can get into the tightening procedure. Oh God. Let's try this. Which will take again. I got no room to move on that. Show me come, come. Alright, tighten the upper. Got the lower ready. There's that. There's that. Now also too, what you might want to do is go ahead while you still got everything apart, accessible. Oh, get out the old lube tube. If I can find it. Lube tube. It's just a cheapo, but it works. Huh? What you want to do here is just keep pulling your trigger until you start to see your member swell. Was that wrong? Oh, it's good and stiff now. Oh, he needs a tie rod in bad. Shit, yeah. Look at that thing. Now, if you're ever in a situation like this, when you do pull a tie rod in and out, like I'm not even going to take this chance by trying to tighten it and free spinning the ball inside of the tie rod socket, because then you'll immediately trash your tie rod in. So what you want to do is you want to find a pry bar, simple pry bar, find a leverage point where you can pry down on the top of your tie rod end, or whatever joint that is you're trying to put back together. Put a little bit of downward force to it. Finger start, hand start your threads. Make sure you're not going to cross thread them. I'll put the right side socket on it. And of course you don't have that. City like this with the weather the way it is, Mistakes are bound to happen. Alright, start over. Downward force, tighten, boom. No chance of destroying the tie rod end any worse than what it already is. Obviously, customer didn't realize it was bad. I didn't either, given the current time of day. Something we're going to have to work on at a later date. Oh, that wasn't part of the film.